So we've talked about today we're going to increase your cardiovascular fitness and your muscle endurance. So for this program it's important that you train 7 times a week, and we're going to do 3 times a week for the resistance training and another 3 times a week for your cardiovascular training. For your cardiorespiratory phase, we're going to do swimming for a long slow distance, and we're going to do that at a rate of about 40 to 60% of your maximum heart rate, and for about 30 minutes as well. So just taking your time and getting to that maximum heart rate. So for today, we're going to start off with a warm-up, which is your 10 minutes. And we're just going to do a walk, starting at your resting heart rate, and we're going to increase that to about 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. And slowly you'll start to notice that your breath is getting heavier and you're sweating a little bit, and that's just your body getting ready from your resting to your exercise heart rate to get the right amount of air to your exercising muscles. And in doing this will reduce the amount of injuries, and your muscles are all warmed up and all ready to start working out, just getting it from that resting stage. Okay, so we're going to do 10 minutes of walking, get that heart rate up, and after that we're going to do 5 to 7 minutes of your dynamic stretches, and then after that we'll begin the exercises. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Now we're going to commence the resistance phase of your training. So this one you want to do probably about 3 times a week and about 65% of your maximum heart rate. So now that we've got your heart rate up to that 70%, you're ready to exercise. We're going to start with a squat. So stand with your feet about hips wide apart, and you can put your arms wherever you feel comfortable. I do what I like to put my hands up here, so it's up to you where your arms feel comfortable. And you're just going to plant your heels on the ground and make sure they stay there, and just go to where it's comfortable to you. So your knees tracking toes, that's it. And your chest up, your abdominals on your core braced. That's perfect. All right, you keep going. I'm just gonna watch your technique there. Keeping that chest up. Knees tracking toes. And how are you feeling there?
Good.
Any pains in your joints?
Just a bit in my back.
Bit in your back? All right, so just make
But
sure.
it's still comfortable.
Wonderful. That's really good. Wonderful, great. So you'd be doing 10 to 12 reps of these, and for 2 sets, up to 120 seconds break, and then repeating that again. So we'll be going through that again. Wonderful, so that's good. Now, so you can feel that when you squeeze, you go down, and then we're going to squeeze through our hamstrings and our gluteus maximus to get back up to the top. Perfect, that's it. You can stand with your feet a little bit wider if you want to, see if that makes it a little bit more comfortable. That's it. Yeah. And just to where's comfortable to you. So pretend you're sitting back on a chair, and then come back up and
Stick your bottom out.
Yep, stick your bottom up and squeezing through that gluteus maximus on the way up. Perfect. Okay, that's wonderful. That's really good. That looks a lot better now. You've got your feet that little bit wider. Perfect, Jill. That's really good.
I can feel a bit more. I can go down a bit more now.
That's great. You've got more balance there because you planted in your heels. So just make sure when you come down that your feet always stay on the ground, your heels, and just go to where you're comfortable. So if your feet start lifting, just don't go that far down so your heels stay on the ground. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so the next one we're going to do, now you've done those ones, well done, is you're going to sit down on the ground here, and we're going to use the ThoroBand. Okay. And we're going to be doing a seated row. So we're going to pull our arms back, core brace, chest up, and you're just going to pull your arms back, elbows keep tracking past your ribs, and you're going to feel this in your biceps and your trapezius, and you're just going to pull it back and then release. Do it slowly. And if you need to, just grab the ThoroBand a little bit further up. Just like that, and pulling it in. Okay, I'll let you have your turn. Okay, so just put that over your feet. Wonderful. So your chest forward, your core braced, and just pull your elbows back past your ribs. Perfect. That's great. And your elbows are just going straight back past your ribs. That's really good, keeping those elbows in. That's fantastic. You can feel that in your biceps and your trapezius there.
And do you squeeze in the back?
Squeezing your shoulders. Yes, that's perfect. That's great. So again, we will be doing up to 65% of your heart rate there, and we'll be doing 10 to 15 reps for 2 sets, and up to to 120 seconds break in between there. That's great, wonderful. Okay, so let's move on to the next one now. You're doing so fantastic with that one, Jill. I like that. That one looks nice and comfortable. You've got that technique perfect. That's great. Okay, we'll move on to the next exercise. Well done. Alright, the next one we're going to do a box push-up. So your chest up and braced, and you're going to put your hands onto the box like this. Shoulders back, core braced, and your hips at a 90. And we're going to lower your chest to the box and push back up. And you're going to feel this through your pectoral major and your triceps. And then you're going to feel it through your deltoids as well, just up here. Okay, so I'll get you to give that one a go. So hands on the box, just a bit out of shoulders. Okay, and we're going to see that flat back. So push through. You're feeling that through your biceps and your triceps just here and your deltoids. That's fantastic. Ooh. Can you flatten your feet a little bit more for me? Yep, see how that feels. Yep. You can just flatten that back a little bit for me when you come down. Yep. How does that feel? And if you need to, you can walk in a little bit as well, if that's going to be easier for you. Yep. And just try that. That feels a bit better. It looks more comfortable for you there. Wonderful. So again, we'll be doing the 2 sets. 10 to 15 reps, up to 120 seconds break, and just resting there when you need to.
Haven't got much power.
So yeah, take a break there. That's fantastic. Just making sure you're bracing through those arms as you go down. And if it's a little bit too uncomfortable, and you come down, just do it a little bit closer. And that way you're resting your weight through your heels as well, just so it's not so difficult until you build up the strength. And as you build up the strength, you'll be able to quit. The last exercise we're going to do here is your crunches. So I'm just going to get you to lay down here, just on the mat.
On my belly?
On your back.
On my back.
Yeah.
Oh, crunches, yes.
Yes. So planting your feet firmly on the ground there and bending your legs. And I'm going to get you to put your hands where comfortable. You can either put them across your chest or you can put them behind your ears, just making sure you don't put too much strain on your neck as you're coming up. So if you want across your chest, whatever's comfortable to you, and we're just going to take your hips to your ribs, so just little crunches. That's perfect. And just crunching there on your obliques and your abdominals, making sure your core's braced as you do it. If it's easier for you, you can put your hands out and reach towards your thighs. Is that a bit easier? Keeping your lower back on the floor and just lifting your shoulders off. Just feeling the crunch in your obliques and your abdominals as you go up. Just that little squeeze. That's it, perfect. Okay, just do 2 more for me. That's really getting better. Can you lift your shoulders a little bit more up? Yep, as you squeeze. Oh, that's perfect. Really good technique there, Julian.
Oh,
yeah,
thank
I can
you.
see you getting out. You can feel that in your obliques and your abdominals. Yep, definitely. That's great. You can stop there. So we'll be doing 10 to 15 reps there, and then we're going to do 2 sets at 65% heart rate. So just keeping it nice and low but a constant there, and we'll be doing 120 seconds rest there. Okay, so that's perfect. All right, hop on up. Okay, and then we talked about your cardio phase, that we'd be getting you to do swimming for your long distance, 40 to 60%. I need you to do that 3 times a week, just at a slow pace, but just keeping that heart rate up that little bit as well, just as much as you can, and we'll work on increasing that as we go. That'll be really good. And for your cool down, I'm just going to get you to do 10 minutes walking, just slowly decreasing the heart rate from your exercise heart rate back down to about 40% and then back down to your resting heart rate, just so that you get all the lactic acid moving and reduce any blood pooling that might be happening, and then you're back in your resting state.
Oh, good.
Okay, and then after that we'll do 5 to 7 minutes of static stretches, just to stretch out those muscles and to reduce any chance of injury. Wonderful, and you're all done for today. Thank you. So just ask you a couple of questions over here. So Were you satisfied with your session there?
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. Very detailed.
Great. And the aims and the objective of the client, they were met? You felt pretty happy with that?
I did.
And you enjoyed the program there?
Yes.
Wonderful, tick that. And the exercises suited you? They were
Yes,
pretty
thank
comfortable?
you. Yes.
Okay, you were happy with your overall performance there?
Thank you.
I
yes.
think you did really well.
Oh, thank
you
you.
mastered those techniques.
Excellent.
That's wonderful, thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany.